gentlemen, welcome to Gamer Grudge. Hi, welcome to Gamer Grudge, and Mac is a liar. We're gonna start there, but he's also my co-host and a liar. Did I mention he's a liar?
It sure shows that
You don't give me power and not
it's your
expect me
show,
to use
damn it!
it.
I'm just here spectating. This is the first time I'm doing this.
Free from the get-go.
Yeah.
We have Iki here, who is new and
Hello.
observing her first match. Is that the girl from 14?
No, that's it's one of the skins from Fate Grand Order. So it's Nero's
Yes.
Racing Queen outfit.
Yes, we
That's been
got it.
modified a little bit, but
You know what I know about Fate Grand Order is it's weed bait of the highest order. Well, anyone going to deny that?
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
So you won't violate your parole? Is what's going on there?
Dog, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Yeah, that's my question. All right. So this is a fight about the PlayStation Classic, which was an unmitigated disaster of hardware. I mean, just in general. And we have two fighters today. One in Traveling Gamer, aka RJ.
Hello.
And the other one, you went by Lady MacGyver, from what I know?
Yep.
All right, good. I was not given false information about that. Great.
Nope.
What?
Just laughing at you.
All right.
Long pause.
Do you have the rules, Mac?
I will have the rules read right here in a pre-tape video.
I am asking if Lady MacGyver knows the rules.
Lady MacGyver, you know the rules?
No.
Fuck.
I was given questions
Damn it! Why
and a
do
time
people
frame
don't-
to be on meeting.
Fuck! Why? I give the episode. I think that will work. Okay, here we go. This is a typical episode. Typical episode.
Hey,
rules.
since this is free tape, edits will be done. So
Yeah. Edits will be done, so don't worry about that. So the rules are as following. You each get the person with the best argument wins the round. 4 questions per round. You get 4 minutes, so 3 minutes for your declaration, which you'll get it. 3 minutes for your declaration, and then a full 10 minutes for your. Huh?
Do you want me to give you the card so you can just send it to her?
Yes.
Okay, good.
There we go. Because
that will make this less painful.
All right, the rules. There are 4 rounds with 1 question per round. The point is awarded to the fighter with the best argument, not the best answer. If we get the best answer, then we'll have unfair mutiny going across the internet, and everybody will say that person should have won based on argument. So, based on their answer. This is based on the argument, not the answer itself, people. So that's what we want to tell you. Alright. The 2 fighters with the most points will advance to the PvP round. If they're in the event of the tie, which usually happens, there will be a tiebreaker round, which will commence in the form of quick bait, or grudge quiz. The phases. There are 5 phases in Gamer Grudge, as you know. There's phase 1, the introductory round, where the people simply state their answer. That's all. They're just stating their answer. I don't care about anything else about it. I don't care about the answer's day. We just want to know your answer. Phase 2, the declaration. This is where you make your argument by yourself with no interruption. Nobody's going to interrupt you during this round, so you don't have to worry about people coming in and trying to steal your spotlight. Phase 3 is the grudge. It's a free for all. This is the part where the fact checkers and the judge cut off their mic and everybody just go at it. This is where you go at it. There's no rules. This is the part where you literally cutthroating each other to get the answers. This is what you're going to be judged on. Taking down the opponent's answer. That's all it is. Now there's phase 4, which is the last minute round, where the judge will simply ask you a question. It could be anything. It's just one question where you just get 1 minute to give me. This is a point where you could possibly be tied up, and I just need some confirmation from you. 1 minute's confirmation to literally clean up and get your answer. And phase 5 is the cleanup and fact checking and the verdict, people. So, let's go ahead and get to the fight itself, people.
God damn it, I'm good. I'm so good. So, Lady MacGyver, you good?
Yep.
All right. Zach?
All right. As per the rules, we will start with the first question. Or the third. I haven't decided yet. First.
You want me to read it?
Sure.
All right. What is the best 3D platformer that didn't make the cut?
Lady MacGyver?
Donald Duck going quackers is what I
Yep.
it is the right
Yep,
answer.
you just give your answer. Just state
Yep.
your answer, that's all.
Yep. State your answer the first time around. All right. RJ?
I chose the very classical Crash Bandicoot.
I'm not sure if you call it classical, but okay. All right. Do you have the time, Mac?
You have 3 minutes. If I'm correct, let me get my timer out.
I thought you had a thing for this now.
No. I'm filming this through Zoom, so I don't have it on.
All right.
Yeah. Just pre-tape, so I don't have that. All right. You have 3 minutes.
Starting
now.
That means
Still
just
not
stay.
quite
stay
sure,
your
Bob,
line.
so is this like a back and forth debate?
In the third round.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you just simply state what your reasonings are.
State what your reasoning.
Okay. Have everything written down. I personally think that this is a game that should have it should have been remade, definitely, because out of your Disney themed games, Donald Duck usually is not a main leading character. And he is arguably one of the best Disney, like Mickey Mouse themed characters, if I may say, that isn't stereotypical Mickey or Minnie Mouse. And Going Quackers, it's a very much like a Crash Bandicoot style game with Daisy gets captured and you have to track her down. So it's very much like a lot of the games that you see on most consoles today that a lot of people are picking up and playing all the time. And with more games like Ratchet and Clank and then Rayman releasing, I think it's time that we could easily revive Going Quackers, and it would, beat the other games that are on the console that shouldn't be on the console. That's literally all I have for that.
Okay.
All right. RJ?
All right. So I chose Crash Bandicoot because it's pretty universally known as a game, and I feel it's one of the most successful games that was played on PlayStation, and it's one of my favorite games that I ever played on PlayStation. Um, it's very simple to play. It's got a lot of different colors and graphic schemes that are enjoyable for everybody of all ages, and it's very simple to play. Anybody can play it. Again, kind of age, I wouldn't say age friendly, but it's easy for most ages to play. Very simple, and you can ask pretty much any PlayStation gamer who knows their games that they know who Crash Bandicoot is. Like, it's just related to
Sorry.
PlayStation and should have been put on.
Oh, you can continue. I thought you were done.
Does it?
Oh, that's it. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Yeah. I just thought you were done. I thought the policy you were done. All right, switching to Galler mode.
All right. Now, argue it out.
You have 5 minutes starting now.
The only thing that I did a little bit of research on the games, and the only thing that I have to say is that it is very similar to Crash Bandicoot with the way that it plays and the way that it looks, which kind of speaks on the negative side for it because it came out 4 years after Crash Bandicoot, if I did my research correctly. So you would think the graphics would look at least a little bit better or the gameplay would be a little bit different, but it's kind of the same game. Also, Crash Bandicoot's a much longer game. So the average time to complete it is about 6 hours, or if you want completionist, it's about 13 hours. Whereas Donald Duck was only 2.5 hours or 4 hours to complete it. So it's kind of the same game, just shorter.
My biggest point is that Crash Bandicoot has sequels. So would it not be able to be counted for the first question since it has sequels?
That's up to Zach.
The other
I
thing
see your
is
point.
that
I see
in
your
the,
point.
the PS1 Crash Bandicoot, there's not very many checkpoints. Unlike with new games, you have a lot of checkpoints. So if you end up dying or something happens, you get sent back pretty far.
Well, it only makes you better at the game for next time. You get to learn where the mistakes are so you can speedrun
It's
it
more
later.
challenging, right?
Yeah.
I think one of my only really big complaints about Donald Duck is the graphics, which is something that we're getting updated every single year and it's getting better and better. And they could probably easily implement the design of the game and still make it enjoyable without having to update it much more beyond the graphics, maybe just a new plot line, like a new start to finish plot line than what they did originally.
So I just want to ask, if you did want to put it on PS1, you'd want it to be that game, but a whole revamp?
I want it to be the same game. I would just want them to update the graphics.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I feel like if they wanted to, they very easily could add another storyline to it and make the game even longer or make it an additional game to it. But for the original game, I feel like if they just updated the graphics, it would still be an enjoyable game now. Like it'd stand the test of time. It just needs a little bit better graphics. The turning is something that's a little hard to see.
I did watch a little bit of gameplay on YouTube and I noticed that it was wonky. And I mean, for a game that old, you're going to expect a little bit, but I don't know about that much. That's really all I have to say on the matter.
All right. That.
No, I'm going with you first.
No question?
All right. What is the biggest drawback to your game?
Oh,
I'm going to take a point from her and say probably the checkpoints for me. Not enough save points, checkpoints.
trying to think about what's the Well, because I could just say the graphics because I really do feel like it is, but I feel like there is like the turning ability on it is something that I feel like needs some work, like the way the screen follows you with movement. But it's short. It could be a longer game.
Okay. I guess you want the facts.
Yep.
Okay. So facts. Crash Bandicoot. Yes, the chat. So let's start off with Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot was the original Crash Bandicoot was released in, let me see, I want to say
96.
1996. The checkpoint system, yes, it was flawed because you did have to go through. You had to go through the checkpoint, and literally the checkpoints were flawed because you had to get to a certain point. And also, as a bonus, I think you could have added that to save the game, you had to literally go through a course to get yourself saved on the memory card or get a password. There is that. Also, Don Quackers was yes, the graphics were terrible on the PlayStation. This was a PlayStation release, but also this game was released on Microsoft N64, Dreamcast, PS2, and GameCube. As an added bonus, if you want to compare games that went out in the same era, Crash Bash was released the same time as this game. So there's that. Any more?
Was it released to all those systems though?
It's on the same system. Both from Crash Bash and this was on the same system.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Just want to put that out there. Anything else I missed, Eek?
You missed that there was on the Quackers was on Game Boy Advance as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Game, and Game Boy Color.
And Game Boy
Game Boy
yeah.
Color.
Yeah.
No, on
I
both
don't
of
think
them.
was it a sequel to that game though, or was it?
Nope,
Nope.
it was a multi-platform release.
It's multi-platform release. Yeah.
Alright.
They
There
just
is no
released
sequel.
at different times. Yeah, so
In fact, for the 3D platformer versions, there's there's huge differences.
Right. And as for the sequel, we did. I know initially we did say the initial question was what a sequel. That was my fault because I couldn't get the RJ in time because he did not give him time to switch his answer. So that is our fault. So we excluded the sequel thing. We allowed it.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, that's our fault.
That's what happened. Just complete communication, flub.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's all.
All right. So what do you think?
Ah, damn it. You went right to me and you just love doing this. Okay. So I had to say I don't have notes because I'm going to sit down and enjoy this. But if I had to pick, I do think RJ's got I have played both of these games, honestly. And I do love Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot, I do like his argument that Gone Quackers is like a one and done type of, like there's less time. Where I don't think that's really a good argument. I wish that the one thing I do have to say about Crash Bandicoot is while it is a longer game, once you beat it, there is no replay availability. I mean, you do gotta get the gems, but they didn't start doing that shit until the next one, the next Crash Bandicoot, the gems actually do something. So at the time, it was really a point-based system. So, and I wasn't a point-based guy, but she didn't argue that. So I gotta lean more towards RJ. So I'm going with RJ on this one.
All right. Eek?
oh, I'm choosing.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that I was. Well, that's tough. I'm sure I'm not allowed to say it goes to both, am I? That's not
No.
allowed.
No.
How
That's
dare you?
that's a cop out. Damn it!
I tried. I really
I
did.
understand if you don't choose me.
You know, I'm gonna have to say Crash Bandicoot, but that's just because I also like, I don't know. I think I might also have a minor bias towards that. But the arguments were very good. You both had very good
Yeah,
arguments for
yeah.
the game.
For the record, I would have picked Cash Banuka as well.
Catch who?
If you get that joke, you get it. If you do not, you do not.
don't.
That's why it's not for you. It's for listeners.
Okay. So Crash moves on. So Crash get the points. I guess that means RJ get the point. For the record, I did play Gone Quackers, and I do love Gone Quackers. I just wish you argued more for Crash Bandicoot. I love both of these
Which
games.
version did you play, Mac?
I played the. Let's see. I played the PlayStation version actually.
PS1?
Yeah, PS1. I played it. Remember getting it for Christmas. It was fun.
Because they're
I
all
liked
very
it.
different, apparently.
Yeah, there's different for the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 1. But at the time, I had a PlayStation 1, and it was literally, it was a fun. I liked it.
Like there were power-ups in some and not in others.
Yeah, yeah.
Music was different. Like, it's kind of amazing how many differences there are between them.
Yeah, they were so different in all of them.
I do want to read out what I consider the weirdest thing. I'm looking at a review. Next Generation reviewer said the single most derivative game to ever hit a console for Crash Bandicoot.
Whoa.
That is wow. I have no idea where they were going there.
Well, RJ, you get 1 point.
Also, flat is roadkill on a 4-lane highway.
Frogger exist.
Yeah, he was literally roadkill on a. No, it was only a 2.
No, it was on PlayStation and Super Nintendo.
Yeah, but it was only a 2-lane highway.
Nah, they made a PlayStation version for it.
I know. I'm saying there was only 2-lane highway in Frogger.
Okay, all right.
That's what I'm saying. Because he said 4-lane highway.
Would you believe it?
All right. On to question 2.
All right. I'm not reading.
Gaming oddity / experimental that should have made it onto the list. Since you went first last time, Lady MacGyver. RJ.
I chose Alien Resurrection.
I am going to be looking forward to figuring out why that is. Lady MacGyver.
I chose Police Knots.
All right. RJ.
All right, so the reason I chose Alien Resurrection was because I feel like it was kind of Halo before Halo. And even though Resident Evil is on the PS1 Classic as part of the list, I'm not really a third-person horror kind of like. I'd rather play a first-person horror, and it's also a shooter. So I'm getting the scares of being in the dark and getting the scariness of having to deal with the xenomorph and dealing with people on the ship, and I'm having that I'm able to look down my sights and I'm not having to look around corners or anything like in a third person view. I just think Resident Evil in itself is a great franchise and it's a good game, but it's just, I don't know, it's a lot different playing third to first, and I'd prefer a first person horror oddity game personally.
Okay, all right.
Lady MacGyver.
So Police Knots, it's a point and click interactive movie game that's set in the 21st century. So obviously that had to be my choice. The style of the game reminds me of a newer game called Coffee Talk. I don't know if you've seen that. I have that currently on my Switch. It's a it's simplistic in its style while also keeping you interactive in the game, and it very much feels like an indie game that'd be popular now for its mystery and story plot. It was made by Konami, so obviously it's a good game, and it was really well made because everything made by Konami is amazing. And it falls underneath a lot of categories like adventure, science fiction, mystery. And then Police Knots received praise for its writing and presentation in reviews by critics. It was highly rated for being one of the best games at the time that was released on the PS1 for what did it say? Forward games, I think is what it said. I read a whole article on that.
All right.
All right. You good?
Yeah, that's all I got for that.
All right. I feel like this argument's going to be even more intense.
You think so, but I don't.
But you will see.
Only because I don't have a whole lot of experience with Police Knots, and I don't really know anything about it, so I can't argue against it. I can only argue for my game why it would have been better than another game on the console.
Okay. Better start.
Yeah, you can start now.
And again, like I don't have the experience of playing the game or not playing, anything like Police Knots, so I don't have any arguments against it. I would only say that I think a first-person horror game is better than a third-person horror game, in my opinion, because you're getting a more immersive experience rather than looking at a hallway where your character is standing at one point and maybe something pops out. Whereas if you're first person and the screen goes black and something's in your face, like it's right there, and you get to shoot it, or like you're dealing with having to go and pick something up, like, and you have to look around the room for it rather than looking at the room and finding out where it is on the floor and whatnot. I just think first-person horror games would be better.
I personally don't like certain horror games, especially the jump scare kind of horror games. I feel like it would be very limited for the kind of category of people that are going to want to play it. But another thing is when Alien Resurrection came out, it was a dual controller, like a dual stick FPS, which a lot of people were not used to. So it threw a lot of people into having to relearn a whole control system to be able to play the game. So because the left analog stick moved you forward, back, and straight to right and left, while the right analog stick turned you and can be used to look up and down. And a lot of people were not able to control it properly without just constantly dying. And I mean, I guess that could have been part of the appeal since it was a horror game, but I would imagine that would get really frustrating and make a lot of people probably not want to keep playing it. And then even in the reviews, it says, too often you'll turn to face a foe and find that your weapon is aimed at the floor or ceiling. Because you'd have to turn and you'd turn up and down and you'd turn left and right with the same analog stick.
I would definitely hope that they would have fixed some of those issues if they would have put it on the classic.
Exactly. I agree. That was my only really big problem for Alien Resurrection, though, is just the analog control sticks.
It's hard to control a character. That's all I got.
All right. Zach.
I mean, you got one?
Nah, I don't really got one. E, you got one? You got a question for him?
Not really. No, not really. I more have a statement in which I'm surprised you didn't mention that Police Knots is a Kojima game.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing that kind of shocked me, because it's like we're pitting, in my brain it kind of went, okay, we're pitting a game that's based off of a movie versus a game that's directed by a guy who really should be making movies.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like he'll get to it though.
Mhm.
I mean,
Eventually get
it's
one.
not forgiven, though.
I mean,
He'll get a spy movie. He's
That's
into
it.
that train.
I mean, Death Stranding was basically a movie. Let's
Yeah,
real
yeah.
talk.
He'll
I don't know.
eventually do
I
it.
actually disagree with that. It's a little too confusing to be a film.
Okay, so it's a long-term series.
Yeah, it'd be more like a Twin Peaks, like fucking
Yeah.
abomination monster that no one can actually finish.
I know this sounds crazy, but I
I
want
love
Kojima.
Twin Peaks, but it's an abomination monster that no one ever wants to finish.
I know this sounds crazy, but I want Kojima to at least direct probably a Bond film, or possibly Men in Black. That would be interesting.
That would be.
That
Oh,
would
there's-
make it way too serious.
Yeah.
That would
That
make
would be
it
fun.
way
It
too
Well,
serious.
it would be like the comics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right. I want you guys to describe how your game would be in the opposite play styles here.
Wait, what do you mean?
What if Police Knots the first person game like he's describing, and what if Alien Resurrection was a third person point and click? Like,
I don't even know if I can imagine Police Knots as a first person game.
you know?
That's kind of weird. You're taking something that's like super 2D flat and flipping it over. I think that you would get enjoyment from Police Knots either way because you're still doing it's still a mystery. So you're still having to investigate things and go and interact with people. Whereas in Alien Resurrection, it would be a 2D flat, which would definitely not be entertaining or scary at all.
No. I'm gonna have to agree.
Okay, this is fun.
You've
All right.
you've obviously never played I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. No, that's a real game. And it is horrifying.
Think about the Alien games and you going into like a closet or something to hide, and you're on a 2D flat, so you just see a door open and then it closes and it's a line, and then
Yeah.
there's a alien on this other side just walking up to it. You see them clearly. You see them going to the vent.
It works in the original Clock Tower.
All right, I guess you want my Mac with the facts, I guess.
Yep.
All right, so I with E's help, hopefully, she's gonna catch up the loose ends I missed. Police Knots. It was. I'm just stating the facts. It was a Japan release only. And that is interesting because I just want to state that is interesting. And she is right. They are right. Hideo Kojima did write this, write and direct this game, designed this game. He did everything with this game, which is very, very interesting. Now, going to Alien Resurrection. You said something about the horror genre and all this. I just want to state this right now because Zach would kill me if I don't say this. Silent Hill did come out a year before this, so people were scared. With that game was pretty scary. This is before Pyramid Head and all that other bullshit.
Right.
And also a game to put towards another FPS shooter, which was literally shit, and I played it, and I really want to do a review for it for Let's Make It Better. The World Is Not Enough was released for the PlayStation and N64 in 2000, and boy, that game's just shit. Just want to put that out there. E, you got anything?
I think you touched on everything. It's Alien. For me, that's what I hear with that. Whereas with Police Knots, like I said, it's a Kojima. It's a suspenseful visual novel type game. It's you're learning about the characters rather than you have this world already pre-developed and you have a notion going into it.
Right. All right, Zach, we'll give it back to you.
All right, I'm actually going to go first then. I don't know why anyone would ever willingly play a game based off Alien Resurrection movie. Like that, that's my main confusion here. I don't know.
Well, I want to fact check this. I will defend it. There was a beat 'em up Alien game which was received very
Wait.
well with the arcade.
Oh no, I said based off Alien Resurrection.
I thought that was based off of was that a
It's
No,
not.
that's Alien.
No, the arcade
I'm
game
sorry.
is Alien
Correction, I
versus
can't
Predator.
say correction. I can't save you, RJ. That was Alien versus Predator. Okay,
You tried.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah.
There's also an Alien game on the Jaguar that's first person shooter. Just so you know,
I know about that game,
it's
and it's on my list.
actually not as bad as you think.
It's on my list, but I got to get a challenge.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Do you
know me.
want to have hands?
Look, I have to do this, Zach. It's my curse.
No, it's not.
I am Batman, so there we go. All right.
All right. That's a knock against it just because I'm confused about that. But other than that, most like PS1 shooters have kind of aged like milk.
Mm-hmm.
This is like that is undeniable fact, correct?
Yeah.
And point
Rainbow
and
Six is
click,
not good.
as long as the graphics are decent, pretty much ages forever. Like that's damn like if we're bringing this to modern people, I don't see how Alien Resurrection would win anyone over, where Police Knots being in the third person and having still a very good narrative would still be played by people. I mean, a fan translation came out in 2009, I think.
Yep.
And Police Knot still has like a cult following today.
And it's interesting because the game I would have picked for this would have been Snatcher, which is also a Kojima game.
Yep. Everybody loves Snatcher.
Just saying.
Fucking
So
Snatcher.
yeah, no, Snatcher is awesome. Have you played Snatcher?
I have not, sadly. I've been wanting to.
All right, now you're going to need to go back to 1988 and get a PC 8801 or an MSX2.
I will
Or
not do
find
none
the
of that.
PlayStation version, which is also very rare.
I'm going to do none of those things. Is that what costs
Or
me
PC
money?
Engine.
Let's say, is it
That
on
would-
Sega CD? Let's go Sega CD route.
There is a
Yeah,
Sega
there we
CD
go.
version.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Also a
yes.
Saturn.
Okay,
Eh.
I got a set. Oh damn it! I sold it. Oh no, I sold my Saturn. Damn it.
It's weird because both of them have huge body horror elements, where this one you're being replaced by robots and the other one is about human organ trafficking. And mine isn't the one about human organ trafficking for once.
So I guess your vote is going for
Yeah, definitely Police Knots, because I mean it would make that pile of crap worth something at least.
All right. So who's gonna go next?
My vote's for Police Knots. It just because it is more of an experimental type, which is kind of the question, is to
Mhm.
go more for an experimental thing that should be on the list. Whereas games based on movies at the time, I mean, by the time these games had come out, we'd seen so many, so many movies ported into games or games based off of movies or TV shows. So yeah, my vote's for Police Knots.
RJ, I'm gonna go ahead and rip the band-aid off. You had no chance in hell of winning this when I heard about the daggone answer. Look,
It happens.
yeah. I
Well,
was
Mac,
going-
what was your answer, and do you think you would have had a chance?
I know I had no chance when I heard the answer Police Knots, because that sounded like an awesome answer. My answer was for a obscure thing that should have. So the question is, this would be on the system.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Rayman 2, The Great
That's
Escape.
not experimental.
It was not experimental, but like I said, I would have lost.
Oh, you would have lost horribly. Also, Vib Ribbon would have been a cool one.
Actually, I was going to go with Gex 2, Enter the Gecko. but,
Also
yeah,
not. You
I would have won with that. Gex 2.
no, you would not have.
I would have.
Uh,
Dana Gould is awesome. So
Danny Gould is awesome, but he also was not the voice for all
Look up.
places.
look up the tongue, baby. Just shut up.
Also, the Sega Saturn version had light gun segments. for Police Knots, which would have been awesome.
Yeah, we're talking about the PlayStation version, aren't we?
No, I'm just saying in general that would be awesome.
Time Crisis is also an answer.
Yeah. You
Time
see-
Crisis is awesome. Fuck you.
See, this is all covering up the fact that Mac is a basic bitch.
You know what?
Oops, those
Basic
shots are fired.
Bitch, you fuck.
Like his oatmeal plain with nothing in it.
I don't eat oatmeal. I eat grits. Fuck you. I put butter and cheese in my damn grits, you fuck. How dare you? I am a Southern man. I eat grits. Oatmeal sucks. If you love oatmeal, that's you. You can do you. But grits is awesome.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've never seen a grits. Never. And I have
You
no
try-
desire
go,
to after
go
seeing
to the
it.
supermarket, and when you see that little thing that's right beside the oatmeal, you'll see grits right there.
I was gonna say we don't have grits up here.
You
Yeah,
know
no.
what? Y'all
We don't
are-
have grits up here.
Yeah,
Y'all are
no,
missing
those
out.
aren't a thing here, Mac.
Those aren't
y'all
a
are-
thing up here.
You know what? Whenever we meet, I'm going to bring some instant grits, and I'm going to cook them for you, and just like this is a grits. Eat the shit. Eat this.
No, thank you.
Eat it, damn it.
You can keep all of the thing that
You can put
sounds.
bacon. You can put
I'm
bacon.
sorry, grits sounds like the water, like how it would feel if you drank like slush water,
RJ, come on,
Oh,
help
God.
me out here. Grits
Like,
is
I-
amazing.
like the
I
slush
will eat
water from
grits
the
with you,
fucking
Mac.
street.
Thank you. See that?
It sounds
RJ's
like
with me.
it. Eek, back me up. Does grits not sound like it would be slush water from the
Grits
goddamn
just
street?
grits just sounds disgusting to me. But to be like, I'm also gonna be like totally transparent here. My mom's side of the family is all from like Missouri and that area, and they used to eat grits all the time. And my mom basically was just like, absolutely not. We're not eating grits in this house.
It's
So
okay, Mac. We'll
I
eat
grew up
it
with
all.
the. Yeah, you two can eat it.
Look,
We'll
all right,
have our oatmeal, you
All right.
know.
Mac, I will eat grits if you eat head cheese.
Eat
Ooh.
head cheese if you eat grits.
Have you eat? Do you know what head cheese is?
No, it's the brain. I understand. Yes.
Huh.
I think we're losing Kayla right now. She's like no.
You don't understand. I was unaware that this was a debate. I've been preparing notes while you guys have been talking.
Oh no, it's perfect.
There you go.
No, it's absolutely perfect.
I'm coming to battle.
All right, that's great. I like to hear this.
Also, I
What
mean,
questions, everybody?
there's more than just brain matter in head cheese, by the way. Like,
You're gonna enjoy some grits. I'm just telling you.
I mean, there's feet and heart and
you
tongue.
can put head cheese in grits.
I'm not sure anyone would eat that.
Mm.
I mean, I'd make sure you get the vinegar one too, because the vinegar one's the best.
Is everybody having fun?
I'm not super
Yes,
hungry
pardon me.
anymore, but yes.
Look, I mean, I could have him have Lutefisk, but I'm afraid the ammonia would kill him.
I've
Look.
heard of that. I know what
Yep.
that is.
I ate pig brains, so I can do
Big
it.
brains is actually quite good.
Yeah, that's pretty good when you fry.
I mean, it's like think about it. It's 30% fat. Like,
yeah, it's like
it's gonna be good.
like sausage. Anyway, next question. I really hope everybody having a fun time.
Ye-
All right. Question 3. Mac?
I'll read it. Worst PS1 snowboarding game. That-
Okay, what?
Whoa.
Worst PS1 skateboarding game.
Thank you.
They could have added to the PS1.
Street Skater.
one- Okay. All right. Street Skater?
Street Skater.
And
Very
I
good.
said MTV Sports presents skateboarding.
I am going to have to dock you because that's not the full name.
I'm so sorry.
Doc 'em what?
Oh, in my mental tally.
We understand.
You can
Because-
dock me the
because-
game because I don't want the game.
It features Andy McDonald. That's the
Oh.
part of it.
It's not Tony Hawk, so I mean,
I mean, he did win several things at the X Games.
hey, I'm not debating with you, Mister.
You will lose. All right. So, first of all, Mac, do you know there's snowboarding and skateboarding?
Huh? Yeah, I do know. the
I need to
difference.
know if you really know the
I
difference.
do know
What
the
is the difference then?
One's on ice and one's on the concrete.
I hope it's not on ice.
I hope it's downhill on some fluffy
No, I
powder
mean
and
snow.
not on
One on
ice.
snow and one on the concrete.
Okay, because that would be bad.
Mm.
Very bad if you
That would be you would be like me and you would no longer have a board if it was on ice.
you wouldn't have a board and you probably wouldn't have a face.
I mean, I kept my face very clearly, just you know.
I'm saying if you went down a full hill,
Mm,
you're probably gonna like
no.
you're probably gonna go like when the first 10 feet, and the rest of the hill you're just gonna scrape your face down.
Yeah, and then you're just gonna cry.
It's a nice
Uh,
space light.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so then MacGyver, why is Street Skater the worst?
Street Skater, it's a simplified skateboarding game. I'd say this is perfect to pass off to your little brother so that they stop bothering you or trying to play your other games that you want to not have him play. It's a downhill point-based game where you hit the buttons when they tell you to land the tricks and rack up points, other than the gameplay being straightforward. The soundtrack in this game features a variety of punk bands, which were the soundtrack in this was supposedly better than any other games for the time frame. And it's actually the only good thing that anyone says about this game is the soundtrack.
Right?
RJ, I guess.
My turn. So I chose MTV Sports Presents Skateboarding, and I'm not saying his name, Zach. So you dock me again if you want to. Because it has some of the lowest scores that I've ever seen game reviewers give it, and it was actually the runner-up for GameSpot's annual Worst Game Award among console games. It lost, but it was still a runner-up. The staff dubbed it unplayable and ugly, and it was also described as has the grit and soul of an Egg McMuffin, and it was called a lame skater game. It was also received unfavorable, and everybody seems to have hated it. I never personally played it, don't really want to play it. I'd rather stick with my Tony Hawk.
All right. Going right to gallery mode.
All right. So, which game is worse? Just so you know, just reminding you.
I would just say, like, I did a little bit of research, and all of the scores for Street Skater, given they were low, were better than any of the scores that were given to the MTV game. And again, it was a runner-up for the worst console game of the year. Like, how can you get any worse than that? Like, I would never want this game on a PSCon Classic.
Oh yeah, if we're debating about what's the worst skateboarding game, I think you won this. But if we're debating about what's the worst skateboarding game that we could have added to the PlayStation 1, I think Street Skater, even though it's a horrible game, it could have been added to it without it being an absolute flop like MTV would have.
How so?
With MTV, I think there was just so much graphic, there was so much advertisement and everything within like the first minute of you opening up the game, and all the characters, they don't have any special controls or abilities, everyone's exactly the same. And then there was also like clip and graphic problems where you'd be going down a big area or you'd be looking at a big area and it wouldn't fully load it in. So I mean, I feel like with MTV Sports, you would buy the game, open it once, and then never open it again. Whereas Street Skater might be a game that you'd open up every once in a while when you had absolutely nothing else left to play.
So it would be like a last resort kind of thing. Like, okay, I haven't played this in a while. I'll try it again.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's all I had was the bad reviews and everybody saying that it was a terrible game, and it
Yeah,
was
the
a
only other
runner-up.
thing I have for the Street Skater was that a lot of the reviews say that it was just there was no checkpoints. Once you unlocked levels, you were able to get free play. However, like the versus and the 2-player modes, they weren't split screen. It was alternate. So one person would go and then the second person would go, which is
Mm.
something that just is horrible. They give you the ability to have 2 people, and then they don't give you the ability to play at the same time.
It's more of a let me see what my score can be, and then let's see what your score can be.
Yep.
That's what I got.
All right, that's it. Is that all?
Hut, are we good?
All right, I'm gonna ring the bell. Y'all can stop whenever time. All right. You know what? I think I got a question. So we're talking about putting this on the PS1. Why? Tell me this. Why would they particularly? What thing would make PlayStation want to put this on the Classic? Particularly, name one thing. Is that a good question?
I mean, are you saying what thing would make them not do it?
No, what would make them?
Because
do
we're saying
it? What is the one
we're
thing?
saying we don't want this on the Classic. So
No, I'm saying yeah, but
okay,
okay.
you want to reverse it? Okay, I just want to be
yeah,
sure.
I want to reverse it. What would make them want to put this on the Classic?
I think because it wouldn't cost them anything to put it on the Classic.
Okay.
They wouldn't have
What
to
act-
pay advertisements.
I was gonna go the opposite direction. I would have said they would have advertised it as MTV, as that's such kind of a everybody knows what MTV is, so they'd be kind of drawn to it to see what it would look like.
All right. Zach, give me the key.
Gonna go?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna
me to
review
go?
facts?
All right. Yeah. I like hearing that. Oh, so yeah. So Street Skater. Yeah. Yeah. Game rankings gave this a 60%. All games gave this 2 stars. Seeing that, I mean, this is not good. GamePro gave it a good score. They gave it 4 stars. Yeah. Pocket Gamer 1.5 stars. So yeah, it was not received well. The soundtrack which was featured on here was there's every ready and thicker than water, sugar in your gas tank, and all my best friends are meatheads. Out
Metalhead.
all night.
It's
Maybe
Metalhead.
tomorrow.
Okay. Mac, you're gonna butcher Less Than Jake, and that is just not acceptable.
Okay, there's Liz Flair, but yeah,
No, that's a song called Liz Fair by Weston.
yeah. So
Liz
anyway,
Fair is a different artist.
Yeah. So there's that. That's the soundtrack. Let's go ahead and go to MTV Sports. Skate featuring Andy McDonald. I have no idea who Andy McDonald is, but yes. The game was a runner-up for GameSpot's annual Worst Game Award with Constant Games, which lost to Spirit of Speed, which was Spirit of Speed 1937, which was an LGN game, and the staff dubbed it unplayable and ugly. They called this lame skate. Yes, Eggman. So yeah, Jim Peterson of the Next Gen later called this. No matter what all marketing tells you, this has all the grit and the soul of an Egg McMuffin. Calling it lame skate. Yeah, feature skaters Andy McDonald, Danny Way, Sam Burbank, I'm gonna get his name, Rob Drake, Stevie Williams, Colin McKay, and Josh Califf. Soundtrack, I'm not gonna go over it because y'all don't want me to fuck that up. But anything
Well,
I
I
missed?
would at least say you probably recognize System of Down Sugar because it was on Madden NFL 10.
Yeah, I recognize that. Yeah.
Okay.
But anything I missed? E?
I don't think necessarily anything of note that you wouldn't have to dig in further for. So I think just generalizing,
I mean,
yes.
other than Spirit of Speed does look demonstrably worse.
It
Yes.
does.
Yes.
Yeah, it earned that.
A 1937 racing game.
Heck
Who is
yeah.
this fucking for?
LGN, the Rainbow.
That's not made by LGN.
It is made by LGN.
No, it's made by Broadsword Interactive.
Am I wrong? Let me make sure. I thought that was LGN because that was their last game. Make sure. I could have sworn that. I might got my facts straight, fixed up, but yeah, made by LGN.
Where do you see that?
Yeah.
It has the rainbow on the bottom of the cover.
Yeah, that would be not. That's not the. Yeah, but they didn't develop it.
Well, why their name on it, Zach? Why their names on it?
They put money towards it.
Yeah, we'll put it like there.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, LGN put money towards it, so there.
All right. So, do you have an opinion on this, Eek?
So here's my 2 cents. I did actually play both of these games, so I do know that they are both equally shit, in my opinion. But I will say, Street Skater does have more going for it. It actually was one of the games that inspired them to create Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which ended up taking over the entire skate game industry. So I will say that I'm a music geek, so Street Skater does have a much better soundtrack, in my opinion. It appeals
No, I
to
agree.
tastes much better. I don't necessarily think it's the worst game that they could have put on a PS1 Classic. However, I do think it is the worst skate game that they put on the PS1 Classic. The fact that MTV Sports Skateboarding featuring Andy McDonald was even brought up or mentioned, I am just disgusted by. So thank you for bringing back a dark hole in my life.
Anytime.
So I do have to say that RJ's selection is the winner just purely because it is so bad, but they did not actually put it on the PS1 Classic. So I guess I need
No, neither of these were.
Oh, that they
Question-
no Skater
The question was worst skateboarding
Yeah.
games they could have added to the PS1
Yeah,
Classic.
so Street Skater's actually on the international version, I believe. Yes, it's
Oh,
on
is
the
it?
PAL. Yes, Street
Wow.
Skater and Street Skater
Oh, I
2
didn't
are
know
on
that.
the PAL version of the PS1 Classics.
Dang, then I'm out.
See, I don't see it on the list.
But it's not for the console. It's just for generalized classics that you can purchase.
Oh
So-
no, okay, no, this is about the
Yep.
console.
Okay, then yep, nope. Then
Yep, no.
hands
that's what I
down, it's
thought.
still.
So it's like it goes from Saga to Siphon Filter, and the
Yep.
only thing in between Street Fighter is Super Puzzle Fighter 2, which
Yes.
And I mean, I completely agree. If we're talking about worst skateboarding game, MTV
Yeah.
fucking got it. They trashed that.
So that's my 2 cents. It's definitely MTV because that's a
Yeah.
dark hole.
yeah. Mac?
X on the phone.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna fill time with I do like that you can put Speed Skater in a CD player and it'll just play like regular CD.
Dude, a lot of old PS1 games were like that, and it was
I know, but do they
amazing.
all have Gas Huffer on them?
Oh, it's true. No, because I know was it Street Skater did that. There's another game that you could do that with that I had.
Like I have to say, I am very
Oh.
impressed by the Street Skater like soundtrack. Like that's a very eclectic group.
Here we go. I'm actually looking up list of PS1 games you can play on the CD on a CD player.
Perfect. All right.
Can you put yes? Here we go. There's a lot of them actually.
Really?
Yeah. Symphony. Yeah, I was gonna say Symphony of the Night. You can. Pulling
that I
one
would
back
not.
up.
I would not have guessed that.
I kind of want to try this now because I have a copy.
But you actually still have a CD player.
Yes, I do.
Me too.
I just womp womp.
Oh no,
No.
like I have like 2 like giant crates full of CDs.
CDs. No, for me it's a lot of, and I haven't taken the time to rip them all, which is the problem. A lot of belly dancing music is you can only buy on cassette tape or CD still, like classic belly dancing music. So I have to
I
pick
wasn't
it up.
aware classic belly dancing. was
Yes, it's a
genre.
thing.
Yeah.
It is a thing. But yeah, if you want that fun drummy zill music that makes you feel all exotic-y, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Then yeah, that's basically how you get it, is on old CDs and tapes that people from the 70s still have laying around, 70s and 80s and early 90s.
I don't know. Closest thing I got is Bloodhound Gang. A lap dance is always better when the stripper is crying.
Yeah.
I apologize. My girlfriend called me. She's at work and she wanted me to talk to her. She's wanted me
Oh.
to pep her up a little bit. So I'm sorry. She's like, I told her I could talk to you for a little bit. They don't need me. She's like, I just need a little bit. I was like,
You
okay.
lied.
Shut up.
Tony Hawk. Okay, so on the subject of skate games, though, that you can put into a CD player, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Ooh.
Look at that. They were inspired in many ways.
I wonder if you could actually still rip it from there, though.
I don't. Where there's a will, there's a way.
I mean, I'm talking like on a standard, like, you know.
Yeah,
So
no.
who you voted for,
Standard
Zach?
You need to decide.
Damn it. So this is all about putting, okay, so they both presented great arguments. RJ, I do believe that MTV would give you that. MTV is a good brand, but we're
Sorry.
talking about 90s MTV.
Yeah, but on a modern system?
Let me finish. I'm not done. We're talking about 90s MTV at that time. We're not talking about now MTV, because MTV doesn't outstay their welcome in this generation. So it don't hold a lot more power than you think. I agree with Lady MacGyver. It just seems like it's just, well, her answer was simple. It's simple. They'll put it on there. It don't cost any money. I mean, that's why we got a lot of games on there that you didn't think you would see on there, because it was easy and simple for them to put them on that damn system. So for that logic, I got to go with Lady MacGyver.
Oh,
What?
I was saying, let's go.
All
I
right.
was like, yeah.
No, I was gonna go with. It was a good push.
See, I
RJ,
have a
but
complete
it just-
reversal on thoughts about MTV being a good brand.
Right?
Right? No. I said 90s.
No, but like actually,
No.
no, I mean a good brand in one, like Street Skater is literally worthless, and PlayStation could pick that up for pennies.
Yeah. And it's
Where
not
they'd
really
still have to
simple
pay
do it.
royalties for MTV.
And they'll have to continue to pay them as long as they have the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Making
as
it
I
a
said-
worse
as I said
candidate.
before,
That's what I'm saying.
when his argument about MTV, I was sitting there like, we're talking about not, but the MTV was really hot in the 90s. If you put MTV on it, you automatically was gonna
Well,
get
I think both of them are wrong because Thrasher Skate or Die is worse. It's a skating game with a health bar.
Skater Die got Rodney Dangerfield, so
No,
Okay, so
Thrasher Skate or Die for PS1 doesn't. It literally is a skating game with a health bar.
all right.
Like that's evil. Like that's just pure evil. But no, I'm gonna have to go with MTV just because honestly, I think it's the other way around. Like where I don't think the PlayStation Classic, when it's being built, they're gonna look for the cheapest option if they're gonna put a skating game on it. They're not gonna pay MTV shit.
So lady won.
No. She went with Street Skater. So RJ who would win.
Oh,
Correct?
she went with Street Skater.
Yes.
Hold on, I thought it was deciding vote.
No, I never said that.
Well,
Nobody
lady, I
said
tried.
that.
I'm
We
sorry.
were waiting for your vote.
Yeah, we were waiting for you.
I'm sorry. Well, why didn't you just go first, Zach? Damn it.
Because I
No.
wanted to talk about Gas Offer.
Okay, well, all right.
I mean, the last album's name is Lemonade for Vampires, which is awesome.
All right.
Like, it's an awesome name. It's just a picture. The cover's just a picture of a lemon with 2 vampire bites in it. Fucking weird.
All right. Question number 4, the final question of the night.
Yep.
Or the day.
I mean, it'd be night. I think.
Okay, whatever. Night. Whatever.
I don't know. Sun's going down here. That's all I know.
It's all going down here. Yep. Zach, you're gonna pull that last question?
I'm deciding.
Okay. Why don't you let E read this one?
What game deserves to be taken off the mini console without a replacement?
RJ?
I chose Mr. Driller.
I chose Intelligent Cube.
All right. I'd love to hear your reasoning on this.
The reason I chose Mr. Driller was because I feel like it's supposed to be a successor for Dig Dug, and I feel like it's worse than Dig Dug, only because Mr. Driller, I was watching the gameplay, and you're just digging like straight down on top of colored blocks and picking up oxygen to keep yourself alive, which is just repetitive, which is kind of the same as Dig Dug, but in Dig Dug, at least you can go down. You have the threat of enemies coming at you, and you have to blow them up on top of trying to get around to the different your different objectives. And I just feel like Mr. Driller is repetitive and boring, and I feel like the PS1 could live without it.
All right. MacGyver!
I have so many bad things to say about Intelligent Cube. In this game, your character has to clear the cubes before they fall off the platform. A very simplistic, essentially phone game. You clear a cube by marking a spot in the stage and then deactivate it when the cube lands on the spot. That's all you do. That's the entire game. When you beat the game, you unlock more characters, and each complete playthrough takes 2 hours. That's it. Other than having the ability to create your own levels, which you can't even do any of the actual challenge stuff on, it doesn't provide any sustainable entertainment value beyond a simplistic phone game. And it costs $40 for people to get this game. It's slow and its visuals are non-existent. And unlike the game that you listed, this game has no music.
Oops. Okay. Galler mode.
Ready?
Yep.
I'll take all of those points because you're right. Your game doesn't really have music and it's really short, but I feel like it's kind of a like if you want to change up from all the other games on the list, it's a little bit of a puzzle game. I will give it to you that it should be a phone game, but at the time, like the only kind of phone games we had were like the Game Boy games if you wanted a smaller console game. So I feel like it's something a little bit different. It adds a different element to the rest of the games that are on the PS1. And for people that want a little bit of a challenge and a little puzzle, they get a break from everything else.
I think the PS1. So, because the question is, what game deserves to be taken off the mini console without a replacement? So this was after the PS1.
Yep.
So this, when the game came out, I could see maybe there being some enjoyment value with Intelligent Cube when the game came out, but not for it to be revived. The tutorials are slow. It's super long. It's unappealing. Literally, reviews say the value in gameplay is lacking. It doesn't have replayability. There's no multiplayer, and it was a Sunny computer entertainment game, which I think is saying enough for itself. Whereas with Mr. Driller, it was made by Namco. It was highly rated when it came out. It's the third entry in Dig Dug, so because it's a series game, there's going to be people that follow it for the fan basis of Dig Dug, and the reviews for it say that it's visually appealing, it was addictive, and the soundtrack of it was amazing, and that the arcade version was higher, like one of the highest rated arcade versions of the game, like for arcades.
Maybe it's just me. I don't like being like playing the repetitiveness of just going down and like just clicking one brick at a time, and it just seems very boring, which is kind of actually what Intelligent Cube is also. It's just hitting a brick and moving on. But anyway,
I
it's
think at the
it's
very
just
least with the ability with Mr. Driller, you're at least moving through the screen. Whereas Intelligent Cube, you're staying on a tiny little platform and you don't go anywhere beyond that platform. And I think if it was coming down to me and if I had the choice to purchase a game, I'd be more likely to purchase Mr. Driller over spending $40 on Intelligent Cube when I could get a game that's very similar to it for free on my phone.
I'll give you the price point. I probably wouldn't pay that much for it either. maybe $5. Maybe.
And then
That's
Mr. Driller's sales were so high that it actually spun, like it had a spin-off series because of it.
I feel like I don't know. Dig Dug was better to me. I feel like if there would have been more of like a challenge for enemies like Dig Dug, it would have been better. That's just me.
That's it.
That's all I got. Yeah.
All right.
I think we're good.
Got a question?
I don't.
Yeah. You got one?
Nope.
I was thinking, like, are there different modes in your game? What modes do you have in your game? What if you pick obvious puzzle games? Is there different modes in your games? Is that a good question?
Sure.
I think so.
All right.
So I need to refresh real quick. I know I have adventure and survival. I believe there was one more.
Okay.
1 second.
I think there was 2 modes on it, and then I think it had a single player and a multiplayer mode, but just like with Street Skater, you couldn't do them on the same screen. You had to do one and then after the other.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Let me see.
All right. So, Mr. Driller was released in North America. It just has a year 1999. Yes, it's a Nowcom game. The designer was Hideo
Hideo Yoshizawa.
Yeah, this is Yawa. He actually was over a lot of great Namco games, especially Ninja Gaiden, Mighty Bomb Jack. Basically, he looked over all the Ninja Gaidens. Um, Kelowna, which is I love. Which I love.
Alone.
Huh? I hate you, Zach.
Klonoa.
Canola.
Hello? No.
Say Clo, and then the guy who's in the giant boat.
Nola.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, which is the game I enjoy. And it was essentially it was released for basically not only the arcade, PlayStation, Dreamcast, Game Boy Color, actually on mobile phone. So it did have a wide release, and it has sequels.
Lots of them.
It has sequels and a legacy. There's Mr. Driller 2 and Mr. Driller G. What the hell?
Gee.
G?
There are
Okay.
12 sequels.
I understand, but I'm just laughing at.
No, I'm just saying there's 12 sequels.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, Mr. Driller G. Okay. Intelligent Cube. So now you talk about the receptions. You're talking about receptions on yours, lady. MacGyver. Also, your game actually has some positive reviews too.
Oh yeah, it's reviewed really well for when it released. I just
Yeah.
don't. I think it's essentially reviewed well because it's like a phone game, and it's like
Right.
it's not like it's not a good game. I just think why on earth is it being made for the PlayStation and not a phone?
Well, you do have certain moves. Also you have Crucius Final. And you have Crucius Final, Techonomist, 100 Attack, Survival Mode, and Create, which is similar to original mode, but it's original IQ. Yeah. And yeah, there was a release in 1997, and the person who created, if I basically cannot find it because they will not give me no information on this guy because I guess you don't want to find this person. But
Not
it's
important.
Kenji, huh?
They're not important.
Okay, cool. All right. E, you got anything?
No, not really.
Okay.
I think you hit everything on that one.
All right, cool.
Okay,
Yay.
this is confusing. A non-soundtrack composer, arranger, and conductor is the guy who did the soundtrack, right? here?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
He just does not do sound.
He's essentially a Foley artist.
Right.
You have no idea what a Foley artist is, Mac.
No.
I
Um.
it's the
You wanna
guy
go
who did
first?
the noises in radio shows.
All right. You want me to go first?
Yes.
RJ. Mr. Driller is a popular game. It may not have been should have been on the system, but a lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people enjoy those arcade games. And also as an added bonus, you got some people love their puzzle games. I mean, why would they add? They had to compete with not only in the NES, they had to compete with Nintendo. And look what the Sega Genesis did. The Sega Genesis Classic legit put Tetris on their system because they wanted a puzzle game. Because they said we don't just got columns, we have Tetris. So it was like really doing a one up on Nintendo and all that. And like I said, other systems did that. They also had puzzle games. So, and if you look at the PlayStation Classic, it really didn't have a lot of puzzle games besides Intelligent Cube, which I'll get to in a minute. But it really was an interesting game to play, and it was the sole successor to Dig Dug, which everybody loved Dig Dug. Intelligent Cube. Look, I play Tetris. I love Tetris. Tetris is amazing. It's a good game. And one thing about Tetris that makes it a fun game, you hit the nail on the head, is the music. If you have no fucking music in Tetris, It is bad. It's boring. I can't do it. And I know what you're going to say. You can put on some headphones and listen to the music yourself, any track you want. Well, what was the point in that? If that's the case, then why the fuck did they not? This is 1997. All you had was a fucking Walkman, and you had to put that in. I mean, most games have music. This game, that was no excuse. That's no excuse. I know that the creator, this was just put it on there and played it on there. I even though it is a good game, I think for its time, it was good and ahead of its time. But you have so many different puzzle games these days to put this on the PlayStation Classic. If it were to go away, I would just forget about it. So I'm going with Intelligent Cube.
All right. I'll go then. This is hard because I actually really enjoy both of these games a lot.
They both suck. No,
No, you don't. You don't believe that.
Dick Dug is all. I mean, Mr. Drill is good, but yeah, Intelligent Cube. I don't know about that.
When's the last time you played it?
I would rather stare at paint.
You were lying.
Yes.
Yes. See.
Then play Intelligent Cube.
All right. This is hard. Just because I don't know why people think puzzle games are boring. I play a lot of them, so it's hard to put myself in that headspace. Like, going by the arguments, I'd say, like, I get what you're saying that Mr. Driller is not as interactive as Dig Dug. I get that. And so there's a comparison point there. There's really no comparison for Intelligent Cube because it is kind of its own thing. And it was also made 3 years earlier. So, like, there's really nothing to compare it to, I guess. Personally, I do not agree with Mac where the music is that big of a deal. I used the Walkman for years, so I'm sorry your tapes suck. That's all I can really say there.
The game still sucked, Zach.
It didn't.
It did. Intelligent Cube was sorry.
I mean,
It should burn.
I'm gonna go with RJ on this.
All right, I'm gonna take Intelligent Cube and throw it in the dumpster.
I mean, it's hard for me to say just because I do like both of these games quite a bit.
All right, E, you're the deciding vote.
I know, and I'm just like, God, why are you doing this to me? Okay, so I'm gonna be open and honest here. I'm a sucker not only for Dig Dug but for puzzle games. So this is real not good for me.
I know it's like they're good.
Oh God. Because the argument of, well, if there's no music in it, it's not good. That doesn't work for me. You're talking to the girl who played Tetris on silent throughout her economics
Wow.
class.
Yes.
Yeah, through my
Fuck you,
macroeconomics class. So that doesn't hold any candle to me because it's a more of an ability to have a nervous twitch type reaction. Dude, no, that song, man.
It's
That
terrible.
song.
You're telling me you don't get nothing out of that?
No.
And
I mean, it's a good song. It's a good song, but once once you learn the history about the song, then you're just like, wow, that's still a good song. But then you care more about the actual song and how it sounds and what it's.
Well,
used for.
also you have the whole unfortunate, learning the history of Tetris itself.
Right? Oh, it's so sad.
Well, this is not about Tetris.
It's not about Tetris.
You brought
Mr.
Tetris
Driller.
into this, man.
It's true. So this is about
Also,
Mr. Driller
I
and
will
IQ.
say the Genesis version of Tetris is objectively better than the NES Tetris that was officially released.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So Intelligent Cube. I here's it, my thing is that, and I'm sure, I don't know, I should fact check myself before I say this. Mr. Driller game, as I'm looking it up right now. I am almost positive you can get that on multiple platforms right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Whereas I don't think you can with Intelligent Cube.
You cannot.
And so I'm leaning more towards keeping Intelligent Cube for the sole sake of games and game history, and keeping that on the PS1 Classic versus Mr. Driller, whereas yes, it is an amazing game and it's really good and it has an awesome place in gaming history, much like Dig Dug does. But you can still get Mr. Driller on other platforms, I believe.
I got a question
now.
for you though. Like, if you
Yes.
could get that on the phone, like if it was a phone game, would you still pay $40 to get that on the PlayStation?
I mean, at the time, currently, no, I
Well,
would not pay.
Yeah,
But
I'm not
at the
arguing how
time,
good it did before, but I'm saying
but
like,
well, no, like right now, but you're not going to be paying $40 for the individual game right now. You paid $40 in 1997 for the game. So, I mean, economically, yeah, I would have paid $40 for it because that's what the average game was going for back then. You know, you were paying anywhere from, $20 to $40 for a game, depending on the game. Would I have been pleased with the outcome? Probably not. But, you know, it is what it is. Whereas Dig Dug and Mr. Driller and games like that, I could have gone down to my local arcade and pumped about that much in quarters into the machine, and I wouldn't have had it. I wouldn't have been able to take it home, that kind of scenario. So I think I am going to have to go. I think I'm going to have to say Intelligent Cube should stay on Project Driller. Can go.
Boo.
I thought I had that one. I really did, because I mean,
I did.
It's like, don't get me wrong, I do like puzzle games. I just feel like with games that you get nowadays, there's just more to it than just get rid of a block before it falls off a platform.
But if you're coming in from game preservation, I definitely agree with her, just because there are it'd be like saying there's some games that deserve to never be played again, which I don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing.
Just boo.
I think
What
this
about
also comes
ET?
from being a game collector.
Yes.
It's that whole concept of trying to get your, having the availability to play the games, or at least attempt to play them on some system or another, whereas some people never would have the ability to get their hands on some of these games. I mean, like, I think a great argument was with Policenauts that you guys had earlier. That could have been an awesome game to have on a console that we in the West we'll never get to see except for a fan translation. It's just kind of tweaking. It could have been the
Star Fox 2 of it.
Yeah, it's just kind of tweaking the perspective and how you're looking at it.
So mad. What you were saying earlier, what about ET?
I don't think that's that bad of a game, honestly.
It has its place in history, and we should all bow down before how terrible it is.
If you look at the mechanics, it's actually kind of interesting.
I'm not saying that the game shouldn't exist. I'm just saying that it shouldn't be purchasable for everyone on the PlayStation. It shouldn't just be like that over other games that could be more enjoyable, that would give you more replayable content, and it would fit a broader demographic of people that are wanting to play video games.
Yeah, but the PlayStation Classic is already a niche demographic. Also, it's currently $17.97 on for all the games right now for the PlayStation Classic. So,
look, I voted for you. I agree with you. This is a shitty ass game.
Mac, I think we should just have the Bucks come out to the Tetris theme from now on.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would make you happy.
That would make me happy. Yes.
Puzzle games, and they don't care if there's music.
See, look, me personally, I don't know about these guys. I gotta have music when it comes to gaming. That's the whole point of gaming is to
It's
have
really
the
not.
fucking music.
You do know Tennis for Two didn't have
Honestly,
sound,
you
right?
don't have the ability to have like an MP3 or something else to be playing music in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to
You
argue
could-
this to the monster who was in a macroeconomics college course and played Tetris without sound. This
That
is
is
not
true.
a good
She's-
argument.
she's fighting that.
I told you I beat Mega Man 2 for Game Boy completely silently.
And Mega Man 2 did not win that argument, Zach. So
It didn't.
fuck you.
feel
But
like you
I'm
guys are
saying
very
I can
confident
live
in
without
those
sound.
things.
You argued Mega Man 2 was better than Mega Man 3.
Yeah, I did. Your
Yeah.
point is what?
Yeah. Well, you lost.
It was the first fight I ever had.
We got two different types of gamers here. That's what's going on.
Well,
Yeah.
also, I mean, if I just look at this stuff like it's like the PlayStation Classic was a huge flop, if you guys aren't aware.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
have one, but
I never owned it, so I'm assuming so.
Just,
yeah,
just
like
to
I
let
said,
you know,
it started out as $40. What did it start out as, Mac? Because you actually were a fool and bought yours new.
okay, cool. That makes you feel better.
No, I'm asking, how much was it?
Not much.
The original PlayStation Classic when it came out?
Yeah, I didn't get it new. I got it old.
I thought you got yours new. You're old.
No, I got it old.
Yeah, I was gonna say the new. I never purchased it because we have a PS1, so there was really no need.
Yeah,
to.
I had to get one because
But-
PS1 was. I got it because I modded my PlayStation 1. So
Yeah. So the PlayStation Classic, started out at $100
Yes.
Oof.
in the US.
And I got mine for like 25.
That's
So-
that's bad.
$25?
No, I mean that's just in general the price
that's
drop
it.
on that
Like,
terrible.
I only waited a couple months too.
Oof.
Like, I remember I bought it on a lark at a fucking GameStop.
Hmm.
I think my Commodore 64 Mini cost more.
all right. So
Uh,
I'm so RJ won.
RJ won.
Yep.
Ooh,
Good fight.
yeah, good fight.
No,
It
it
was.
wasn't. I'm mad.
I would have
Hey,
won
we
by the
saw
way.
What? I guess you didn't know you had two people that were into gaming history as much as the playing it.
Well, to be fair, when I came into this, I also didn't know I was in a debate.
It's okay.
Thank you for
Mm.
explaining this to people.
I said a gamer debate. Damn it.
I'm just saying, like,
Also, I would have won this if I was fighting.
Mm.
No.
Oh,
I
God,
saw
no.
what your answers would have been. Absolutely not.
no.
Demolition Derby was terrible.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, it's a terrible
I mean, it was
game.
Destruction Derby. Yes, it was pretty bad.
That
but-
one you might have won, but the other answers.
Oh yeah, the other ones were wouldn't. Yeah, you're agreed. Some were terrible. Destruction Derby. I
like you
would've won.
actually might have won the first one if you argued it right,
Yeah, it's
'Cause
true.
because Soul Reaver is fucking awesome.
Yeah. But Demolition Derby was terrible. It was a terrible game. It should not be on the console. Why
I
you gonna put
agree.
Grand Theft
Rayman
Auto?
2 is terrible.
Huh?
Let's cut to credits.
Really?
Really easy.
Bam.
All right, Zach. It's your show.
I just said cut to credits.
That was it.
Yeah.
Cut no damn credits. You didn't let nobody do their plugs. Damn it.
I was gonna have you weren't we gonna put up cards for people?
You know we don't operate that way, Zach.
No, we were. I thought we were though. We had a meeting and that was discussed.
Are you guys gonna cards?
Mhm.
Cards us.
I can't do that. That's a little too much work. I think plugging would be good.
So you guys have to talk because Mac is lazy.
Oh,
How
okay.
do you feel about that? No, seriously, how
I'm-
do you feel about it?
You,
Okay.
you should be used to it, Zach.
Oh, that Mac is lazy. I am. That's why I'm asking you.
Oh,
It's
Zach, you're
alright.
lazy too. Shut up.
I've done it a few times already, and I had to do it like a week ago when we did play Cards Against Humanity. So
Yeah, which you weren't there.
I was
Zach.
not.
You were not there.
I had better things to do.
ooh, then spend time with us, Zach.
Yeah, I know, Zach. Yeah. Fuck
Absolutely, yes. It's called
Dick.
sleep.
Dick.
No, you're talking to an insomniac. Sleep is literally a better option for me at all times. Right now, I could be asleep and it would be better time spent because I actually got sleep for once then.
All right. All right, what you got to plug, man?
What do I have to plug? All right, so traveling_gamer on Instagram, and then on Twitter I have traveling gamer 0, and then TikTok. Let me pull it up real quick. Traveling gamer on TikTok, and then YouTube traveling gamer.
All right. Lady MacGyver. MacGyver!
You can find me on Twitter or TikTok at Lady MacGyver7, and you can find me on Twitch at Lady MacGyver.
All right. E.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
what you
turn?
got to plug?
Me?
Mhm.
Well, you can find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/eekies, or over on Twitter at Eeknoble, and over on Instagram at Eekadude.
All right. Oh, you can come follow me. I'm Mac. At Tampa Bay Buff Fan 88. I run the show, and I'm doing some. I hope y'all enjoy this season. This is actually the first taped episode of Gamer Grudge season 9.
They really don't need to know that.
Why don't they need to know that?
No, I'm saying they don't need to.
Okay, well, this is a pre-tape episode of Gamer Grudge season 9. So hope y'all enjoy it. This is gonna be good. Zach, go ahead and take it away, man.
I could give things. I only have a question for Iki. Have you ever gone as Eek the cat as a cosplay?
No, I haven't.
You really should.
I know.
That's all I got.
That's it.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Good night.
Bye. Stopping.
Look, that is a valid question.